And I feel like I'd trade me for him. I feel like if I was there with him on July 24th, I never would have let this happen.
July 24th, 1999, Demetrius DuBose, a former Notre Dame and NFL football player, was shot and killed by police in San Diego. His former teammate, John Kouris, has dedicated his life to seeking justice and sharing Demo's story, creating a documentary so that his memory and legacy is not forgotten. We warn you that some of the images you are about to see are graphic and disturbing.
This is our Notre Dame captain. This is our Notre Dame All-American. What are we doing? And like other guys didn't know. I'm telling them, and they're getting upset. They're crying.
For the past 10 years, John Kouris has poured over thousands of pages of evidence about the death of his friend and teammate, Demetrius DuBose.
This is a crime scene walkthrough and an interview from the homicide report.
Turning countless hours of testimony, police reports, and interviews with eyewitnesses, family, and teammates into a documentary, Demetrius DuBose, All-American.
This is his story, and it's a story of a time and a place that should be remembered forever.
Kouris grew up the son of a drama teacher and college football player turned lawyer. He turned down scholarship offers for a preferred walk-on opportunity to play football at his dream school, the University of Notre Dame, for legendary head coach Lou Holtz.
Once I got a letter from Lou Holtz. Once I got a letter from George Kelly, anyone associated with the program. Once Notre Dame was on the radar, I made it my life's mission to make sure I went there.
It was at Notre Dame where Kouris met DuBose, Demo, as he was known by friends and teammates, a relationship that would have a lasting impact on his life.
You endure this with these guys, and people like Demetrius become your brother. Demetrius looked out for me. He literally told me how to get better on the field.
And Green intercepted. Demetrius DuBose, Green to beat. DuBose, touchdown Notre Dame.
Off the field, he was really cool. 3.5 years, double major, finance and international business. He got great grades. He did really well academically, graduated early, really well loved. Everyone knew Demo at Notre Dame. He could have been the mayor of campus.
Demetrius DuBose, the All-American linebacker.
He was a leader. He was a flat-out leader. And, that was one of the coldest defenses we've had. And he was the heart and soul of it, no doubt about it.
I can't describe it. It's great just to be a part of Notre Dame, and I think really the tradition showed up today. I can't say enough about the tradition, and I'm glad I came here, and that's just the way I wanted to end it. I think I'm a part of something great.
Demetrius was the 34th overall selection by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the 1993 NFL Draft. But after 4 seasons, his professional career fell short, struggling at times with the transition to life after football. He traveled abroad, had some run-ins with the law, and experimented with recreational drugs. Eventually moving to San Diego, where he fit right in and began to pursue a new passion, beach volleyball.
It's a beach culture, it's a surfer culture, it's a volleyball culture. That's happening all the time. There's never a stranger there.
July 24th, 1999. DuBose climbed onto a neighbor's balcony to watch the sunset, entering the condo and falling asleep on the bed. The homeowner found him and called police. Despite having worked it out amicably with the homeowner, when police arrived and attempted to arrest him, Demo took off running.
They beat him with nunchucks. He's an Olympic-type athlete. He disarmed them with their nunchucks. He did. He did not swing at them. No witness ever, not one witness says that he swung at them with it. In fact, Rita Yanker says he placed the nunchucks on the ground and starts walking away, and then he shot directly in the back.
Demetrius was unarmed and shot multiple times, 5 of those shots in the back. He was 28 years old.
And on the night that police shot him, officers say DuBose was fighting with 2 police officers, snatching away their nunchucks and attacking.
The officers were never criminally charged. But in May of 2000, the Citizens Review Board on Police Practices concluded while the shooting was a justified use of deadly force, the 2 officers did not exercise sufficient discretion. In February of 2003, a federal jury in a wrongful death suit found the officers to be not liable.
I was just so shocked. How did this happen to Demetrius? Why did he get shot so many times?
Kouris questions why an eyewitness account indicating that DuBose was unarmed with his back to the police did not lead to criminal charges. ABC 57 investigative reporter and former New York City detective Kevin Wormhold sat down with a criminal justice expert at IU to discuss the credibility of eyewitness testimony.
Eyewitness statements are very important to a case in terms of establishing a timeline and narrative, being able to place an individual at a specific scene or event.
Now, does there need to be other eyewitness accounts that corroborate what is being told, or some sort of physical evidence?
Of course, the prosecution is going to want to have multiple ways to prove the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. Also, having forensic evidence really helps.
Is there a difference in how an eyewitness statement is taken into consideration if the police are involved in a suspected incident?
I think in any case that could potentially be seen as controversial, right, eyewitness testimony becomes extremely valid. It's almost like it's elevated a little bit more.
Kouris says he will never have closure over why Demo's life ended the way it did. But he hopes his documentary will help wake up the echoes and keep Demo's memory alive.
And I feel like I'd trade me for him. I feel like if I was there with him on July 24th, I never would have let this happen. But I wasn't, I can't stand in front of the gun, I can't stand, but I can do this, this is what I can do,
On April 12th, the morning of the annual Blue-Gold football game, Kouris premiered the documentary in front of former teammates, friends, and the Notre Dame community. Another step forward in the healing process.
Demetrius, my brother, my heart, it is for you. Well, I'm going to spend the rest of my life making sure that people know the truth about Demetrius DuBose. And he's a complicated, beautiful rainbow of a human being that had flaws too. But who doesn't?
Kouris tells me he is talking with representatives from Universal and Netflix, and his long-term goal for proceeds from the film will go towards creating a nonprofit dedicated to helping athletes transition to life after sports, as well as helping take care of Demo's mother, Jackie. But ultimately, he hopes this story ends with the Notre Dame and NFL communities coming together so tragedies like what happened to Demetrius never happen again. In studio, I'm Allison Hayes, ABC 57 News.